Hey, what's up, guys? It's Pixelated Apollo. Thanks for stopping by. And today we're going to talk about a new title, a new game that's coming out in alpha very, very soon. It's called Oriental Empires. We're going to talk about who's making it, what it's about, and why I am so damn excited for it. It's a really great time to be a Total War fan, and I'm going to explain very, very soon. But before we get started on that topic, I just want to give a quick shout out to all my subscribers helping me reach the 10,000 milestone. It has been a wonderful journey, guys. I am just so thankful for all the support and love you guys are giving me to my channel. It's just an amazing experience. So thank you guys. And let's go ahead and start talking about Oriental Empires. Okay, so I was watching a video from Milk and Cookies Total War Indie Pride, and he has really great informative videos talking about how the online experience on recent Total War titles is just dying because they're not really going in depth with the online experience, unlike Shogun 2 where they had the Avatar Conquest and there's a lot of like replayability. And also he later on he started talking about how Total War is a monopoly, which is bad for us gamers because they're not really going to push themselves. There's no competitor, so they don't really have to compete with anyone. So they don't really push themselves to the limits, and we won't see really cool features and whatnot. But I was going through the comment section, and someone linked a new competitor that's supposedly working on a new game that's going to be very similar to Total War called Oriental Empires. The link brought me to this page. So it looks like Iceberg Interactive is going to publish this new game, and we've got some veteran Total War alumni working on the game, and it looks amazing. It just looks beautiful and very interesting, and this could be really, really great for us Total War fans because one, we get to see a whole nother Total War type game where you command massive armies and you use tactics and strategy, and there's a campaign map. Number two, this is going to push Total War to really step up their game because there's going to be a competitor now, and that is just really, really fantastic. So I am super, super excited about this game, guys. I have a link in the description to this website. I'm just gonna skim through it and read a couple things that are really interesting here. So, like I said earlier, it's developed by Iceberg Interactive. And of course, it's about ancient China. And pretty much you start off as like a small tribe or a small state, and you have to build up to become a massive empire. It's being developed by R.T. Smith and John Carline, two veteran strategy game developers with more than 30 years experience between them. They previously worked on Total War, to the Total War series. So they know what they're doing. They have a lot of experience, and they might just make this game everything that we wanted in like Rome 2 or Attila and something like that. The game is a 4X style civilization building game, so just like Total War. It features both single player campaigns as well as multiplayer mode. So maybe we'll get to see a very dynamic multiplayer mode where you can level up units, you gain experience, you unlock new things, which is really fun and brings a lot more playability into it, replayability. Oriental Empires covers the period from earliest recorded history until the widespread adoption of firearms, roughly 1500 BC to 1500 AD. That's an amazingly long time period, something we've never seen before, starting in the ancient time period, going all the way to the end of the medieval time period. So that's going to create some really, really interesting Let's Plays, just starting in the good old ancient times and, starting as a small tribe or starting as a small state and trying to grow into an empire. And towards the end of your campaign, you're in the medieval time period. That's crazy. That's going to create so many diverse different units to the battlefield. I think that's also going to be really great for online battles because you'll have people playing the ancient time period, you have people playing in the medieval time period. Really, really cool stuff here. Something we've never ever seen before. And of course, it's going to realistically depict the world of ancient China with a focus of unique aspects of that civilization. So of course, you're going to have like more horse tribe type nations, or you're going to have more politically strong nations, and you're going to try to use their strengths and know their weaknesses so you can conquer modern China. This is extremely deep strategy game, includes both an historic scenario on a realistic period map of China and skirmish style scenarios on random or user generated maps. This is really the game that a lot of Total War fans have been asking for. I don't know how many times I've seen from YouTubers, from people on forums asking for China, ancient China to medieval China, something in China. We want to see Total War in China, but here we go, guys. Oriental Empires. This might be our answer. This might be a fantastic game, and I am super excited about this one. So here's a couple quotes. I don't want to ramble on with these quotes for too long. You can look for it. Look at this whole article yourself. But let's go down to the key features. Mostly the developers are just excited about working on it, and they're delighted to be working with Iceberg, the developers. And yeah, I cannot. I'm just like, this is such a great time to be like a Total War fan because of this Oriental Empires and of course the Warhammer that's coming out hopefully soon. We're gonna have some very intriguing games, and it's so nice that another company is coming out of nowhere, because honestly, CA for Total War, they have no competition. Of course they've got other strategy games, but no game really compares to the style of Total War. So this might be the answer here, and this really might help Total War in the long run and really push them to be a competitive company and stuff. All right, so anyways, before I ramble on too much, let's look at key features. You start out as a single nation or tribe, starting from humble beginnings with a single settlement, and expand your empire and develop your culture with the aim of becoming the universally recognized son of heaven and the ruler of the world. Oh my god. What a title. Son of heaven. Persuade the other factions to recognize you as such by either military force or diplomatic persuasion. So kind of like Total War, you can either win through just military conquest or just with diplomacy, having client states and having a lot of allies. Nothing new there. Play as one of the 16 different factions, each with their own special bonuses or penalties. So again, very similar to what Total War is doing. Each faction, for example, Total War Attila, the Vikings, they fight better in the cold and stuff like that. But there's 16 different factions. That is a lot of different factions, especially for one region like ancient China. Hopefully the Mongols are going to be in the mix and stuff. This is 16. That's really, really diverse, different amount of factions there. I'm pretty pumped for this. Vast, beautifully rendered map features an attractive and authentic depiction of the landscape of China and Mongolia. Okay, so there we go. Mongolia is going to be involved in the game. That's crazy. Seeing the Great Wall of China, fighting around the Great Wall of China, maybe even having some units up on the Great Wall of China. This is what we asked for, guys. All right, large-scale battles with hundreds or thousands of soldiers depicted in detail right on the game map. Watch skilled armies and reinforcements go to battle according to the battle orders and formations set by the player. Yep, so you got complete control of your armies. It sounds like the battles are going to be epic, very large, fully animated 3D models with variations in face and clothing for each model, including infantry, cavalry, chariots, and artillery units, as well as naval forces. Alright, so there you go. There's going to be naval battles. Again, I don't necessarily care a lot about how... I mean, this is a great bonus, seeing very, unique looking units and how each unit looks different. Again, I more care about the gameplay. I care more about the engine and how the game's going to play. I care about that first, but it is really nice to know that they're going to go in extreme detail with these units. All right, so next little bullet point here. Long seamless zoom range lets you step right into the game world. So I think it's going to be very similar to Rome 2. You know how you can do a cinematic view and just really get up close and personal with the units and makes it feel like you're on the battlefield, on an ancient battlefield. And that's the great thing about Total War. It's so cinematic and so wonderful. And also they're going to have where is it, an overview mode. So again, like Total War, the newer titles, how you can really zoom out and look at the battlefield, they're also going to do something similar to that. The next bullet here: develop your settlements by constructing buildings and developing the landscape around them. Build markets and ports to enable trade by land and water. So I don't know if this is just saying like, yeah, you can build units in your city and it kind of affects the landscape, or they're more saying like you have more control over your landscape. So maybe you want to build a random wall out of nowhere, so you can do that, and that affects the landscape. Maybe you have more control in what you build and how you build it, and you can change up the landscape for maybe like a better defensive position or something like that. Again, I don't know how in detail that key feature is, but it's going to be really interesting to see exactly what they're talking about. There's going to be an elaborate research tree, including technology, culture, philosophy, and religious developments. So that's really cool to hear, because China is known for their great philosophy, their great technology, and they've got Buddhism, they've got the art of war, they've got Confucius, and it goes on of these great minds that lived in ancient China and China. So that's going to be a really, really cool feature. I hope it really ties into the art of war and Confucius, and it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. Many other elements will determine the outcome of your quest and dominance, such as leaders, sieges, unrest, and rebellion, and authority and culture ratings. So again, that's very similar to Total War. You got to worry about your rebellions. Maybe you'll have some civil wars and authority. So that's something we're seeing in the newer Total Wars, of how much authority does your leader have? Is there another guy in your civilization that wants to take over? How's your culture? So hopefully they really dive deep into that. I want it to be very dynamic and very, very rich. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that's going to be awesome. And the final little key feature here: as emperor, set edicts, laws, and decrees to balance power and move into a glorious new era with new technologies and military units that change the game. Oh, that's what I'm talking about right there. How it starts in ancient China all the way to the end of the medieval time period. Okay, guys, so that's all I can really talk about with this game. That's all this is it right here, this small little article about the game. So they said that it's going to come out in the middle of 2015. So that's summer. So that could be like this month, next month. Who knows? Games, you never know. Sometimes they push their release stuff later. Hopefully I can get like an alpha key or something like that, because oh man, I am so excited for this game. It is so good to be a Total War fan right now. You got this game, Total War Warhammer. You got Total War Arena. It's going to be good. So I just wanted to show you guys this game. Of course, let me know how you feel about the game, what you think, and if this is good for Total War. Good, competitive business thing going on right now. So I think it's going to be great. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you around.